Sing choirs of angels, sing in exaltation. Sing, all ye citizens of heaven above. Glory to God, glory in the highest. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him, Christ the Lord. Tommy with Tommy Nation Politics, guys. How's it going? It's all good? Hey, it's almost Christmas. It's kind of feeling like Christmas a little bit. The street quarter choir, warm by the fire. You know, it's true wherever you find love, it feels like Christmas. And those places that you find love, family, friends, gifts of God. We know the story of the birth of Jesus, right? We know the story of the baby who was lower than an animal in a stable. They put him in a manger, wrapped in swaddling clothes. This Jesus, this King of Kings, right? Little did they know that those angels, when they said glory to God and on earth, peace and goodwill toward men, they were prophesying a catalyst of a whole entire new way of thinking, a monotheistic way. It changed everything. It changed everything, guys. There's a lot of things going on like that going on right now. You know, sometimes the worlds of faith, the worlds of principle, they can be magical. They can be completely radical at times. But the fact that you have faith in those things, the Bible says a mustard seed of it can make that happen. It makes things happen, guys. So what's making the race to poverty happen? What's making the income inequality happen? What's making the extraction of the wealth from the 1%, or to the 1%, from the middle class and the working class? What is making the outsourcing of the jobs happen? What's making the national deficit happen? The deficit, yes, I care about the deficit right now, okay? At 10:02 Central Standard Time, I care about the deficit. From 10:03, just kidding. I don't care about the deficit. Why? Because we'll never pay it off. It's not supposed to be paid off. In fact, this week, guys, we had a shutdown. We almost had a shutdown, okay? Which is why they tried to push this new stimulus bills through. Because, like, you have to understand, our Congress and our political, system is so deadlocked, so polarized, that literally they can't do anything without the say of their donors, which is why they could pass the Wall Street and bank stimulus in 48 hours, because they, what are we going to pass the stimulus, Meryl? Yeah, sure, Goldman. Let's do it. Deal. 40 hours. Okay, so if there's any other interest besides their donors, though, they don't know what to do. They're like, they got to find out. The government almost always shuts down. They can't come to a budget. The Congress has not passed a budget since, when was the last time? Someone told me that on the chat. I think it was Newt Gingrich and Bill Clinton. I think they passed the last budget. The rest of it is just outrageous spending by both parties. And then when one of them gets into power, the other one pretends they care about the deficit. No, neither of them care about the deficit. Just remember that, guys. None of them care about the deficit. None of them care about you. None of them care about conservatism. None of them care about liberalism. None of them care about gays, women. They only care about one thing. Can y'all guess what that is? I can say it with me. I love you. We funnel the money to the 1% and we make you poor with a great big fraud and a kiss from me to you. Steve Mnuchin will love you too. Steve Mnuchin, guys. Nancy Pelosi. Stimulus money. Where's stimulus money, guys? Where's stimulus money? $600. $600, guys. I saw some people because on Facebook, and I like these salt of the earth people that are like, why are you so ungrateful? Why are you so ungrateful for this? It's like, yeah, I'm not talking about the money. This isn't about the money, guys. This is about what everyone else got in comparison to the $600. That's what this is about. This is about us being lower than the poorest poor. It's kind of that's what I'm saying. Jesus Christ, he came into this world in a stable in Bethlehem. Nobody knew his name. He couldn't even get a room in Bethlehem because of the census. Then Herod tried to kill Jesus. Jesus had to be a carpenter for a long time. That probably made him sweat. The fucking Nazareth heat, shit. He didn't get to walk on water till he was like in the 30s. He had to endure the struggles, guys. So Jesus knows what it's like. He knows what it's like. I know what it's like. Does Nancy Pelosi know what it's like? No. Nancy Pelosi doesn't know what it's like. Does Donald Trump know what it's like? No. So why are we voting for these parties? Why are we doing what our founding fathers intended us for us to do? Promote the general welfare and secure the blessings of our posterity. We do that by having courage, having principles, and having values, right? It's really not hard. The hard part is actually having those values and principles when Nancy Pelosi is looking at you and saying, we're going to primary you, like the seat next to you, AOC. That's the difference. So you can grandstand all day about the CARES Act and how it transferred the wealth to the 1%. If you vote for it anyway, what did you just do? What did you just say about you? What did you just say about your values? What did you just say about people that are associated with you when you do those things? Just think about that. Does that make your message weaker or stronger? It makes it weaker. Full disclosure. So this could be the catalyst that actually brings us to actual change after 40 years of neoliberal policies. And by God, I'm kind of it's like the suspense is killing me because literally I'm alive with the suspense and it's killing me. So this is the news that went down this week, guys. I hope y'all enjoy my wonderful little collages. I feel like it brings things together. That's why I do those things, It's kind of like an educational presentation in which I talk about my tremendous video technologies, okay, and my ratings, and they're totally great. And like, I think it's a 10, guys. I think it's a 10. The only people that don't like my collages is, of course, Facebook, because they hate me. If I ever want to know if something's wrong, I'll run it on Facebook first as a test to see if they ding me. They always ding me for something. Mostly because they hate me now after my Zuckerberg videos. I know Zuckerberg. You guys know Zuckerberg knows about my Zuckerberg videos, right? He is such a little snoopy little shit. Of course he knows. That little bitch. But anyway, guys. Tommy Nation Politics.
Do I believe that Social Security take no part in deficit reduction negotiations? Is that the question?
Because they cannot add to the deficit.
And the answer is this. Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid account for about half of federal spending.
A lie! Not the deficit!
Just hold
Not
on.
federal losing! A lie!
About half of federal spending. And if we are ultimately, not just this year, but over the coming decades, going to be able to balance our budget and not spend more than we take in, we have to make sure that the promises we make in Social Security, Medicaid, and Medicare are promises we can keep. And there are various ways of doing that. One is we could raise taxes on people. That's not the way.
Big time rich corporation.
We could raise taxes on. Of course they are.
March 5th, 1770, Boston. Tensions are high in the wake of the Stamp Act and the Townshend Acts. British soldiers of the 29th Regiment respond to a crowd of colonists who have gathered to confront an English officer accused of not paying his barber bill. The mob swells after the sound of church bells brings more people to the streets. Among the crowd is Crispus Attucks, a man of Wampanoag and African descent. The soldiers load their muskets, form up in a semicircular fashion, and order the crowd to disperse. When a piece of wood strikes one of the soldiers, he discharges his weapon, after which the rest of the soldiers fire into the crowd. Crispus Attucks is struck and dies instantly, becoming the first American casualty of the American Revolutionary War. As an African American, Attucks becomes an icon of the anti-slavery movement and is remembered for his role in the history of the United States.
Hey everybody. I just got back from having voted on the House floor on this massive spending bill. I voted against it, and I wanted to tell you why. First of all, this bill was over 5,500 pages long. We received the text of this bill at approximately 2:30 this afternoon, and we're told we'd have to go and vote on it just a few hours later. There is no way that anybody in Congress had the opportunity or the time to go through and read this bill to know exactly what was in it. I've been here long enough to see how provisions are snuck into these bills literally in the dark of night without any announcement, without telling anyone what is in it, and then rushed through in the manner that we have just seen tonight. This is the height of irresponsibility, and it is absolutely no way for the people's representatives to be able to represent the interests of the American people. The second thing is the central part of this bill was supposed to be about providing direct COVID relief to the American people who are struggling and who need help the most. This bill dished out hundreds of billions of dollars going towards special interests, going towards the military-industrial complex, going towards foreign countries, meanwhile saying, here's what's left for you. You get $600. I'll tell you, in Hawaii, that in most cases won't even cover 25% of your rent. It is an insult and a slap in the face to every single American in this country who is struggling because of this COVID pandemic, who is concerned about not being able to pay the rent, about eviction, about whether you'll have enough to buy groceries or medicine for yourself or your loved ones.
The senator from Vermont.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, it is no great secret that the American people understand how far removed the United States
Could line up.
Hello, skis. Hello, skis. Find out why you're experiencing interruptions. Oh my God, we're all gonna die. Excuse me. This is the first time I've ever experienced an interruption like this. I feel there is a disturbance in the force, as if millions of voices cried out and then was silenced. Mark Zuckerberg, are you there? Mark! I'm coming for you, Mark! I'm coming for you! Hell's coming with me! Hell's coming with me, guys. I don't give a fuck. Guys, hello! Earth to Matilda! Am I even on? Yeah, I am. Oops. Something went wrong. Try reloading the page. Really? Are you kidding me? This is outrageous. This is outrageous. Hello? Are there any white women here? White women. Did you see what happened? I think we need to write some letters here. See, you guys never use your privilege for good, okay? There would be a time where this would happen. I know, by the way, I know it was you, Mark. I know you're there. I'm just kidding. Guys, I don't think Mark Zuckerberg is spying on me and is looking at everything I'm saying. Even though he is, he's a snoopy little bitch. I'm just saying. Mark Zuckerberg is a snoopy little bitch. So, am I paranoid about it? Not really, because I could care less. Mark, you want to see what? I will see what it is. I don't give a shit. But, I don't know. Stop disturbing my live streams, Zuckerberg. I know it's you, bro. Come out of the club. Come out of there. But we are. Theatricality and deception are powerful agents of the uninitiated, Bruce. But we are the initiated. Before I get back to the video, I just want to say, Mark Zuckerberg, I will break your spirit and then your body. When it happens, when it goes down. Where do we last leave off anyway? It's a fucking disturbance in the forest and shit.
And true all over the state of Vermont. And by the way, Vermont probably is in better shape than most states in this country. We have more hunger in America today than at any time in the modern history of this country.
Hunger, guys, hunger.
It's been a disaster not only from a public health perspective, but from an economic perspective. And economists tell us that working families today are in worse shape right now than any time since the Great Depression. And it's not just that children in America, the richest country on earth, are going hungry. It's you have millions and millions of families who are scared to death that they're going to be evicted from their homes and join the 500,000 people in America who are already homeless. We have half of our population working day to day, living paycheck to paycheck, trying to survive. This Congress must address the economic emergency facing the American people.
So that was just a little bit of Bernie Sanders addressing the incredible and overwhelming and transparent greed of the Congress. What's really crazy, guys, is we always knew that they were funneling the money to the 1%. In this COVID pandemic, they have literally, transparently, in every case, I mean, they're not even afraid to do it anymore. They are literally robbing us right in front of everyone. It's insane. So what did that accomplish? Yes, Bernie, you're right. You're right. It's in the greatest country in the world, in the richest country of the world, should people be hungry? In the richest country of the world, should people not be evicted from their houses? Should I have shelter? In the richest country of the world, should people have food, clothes, and shelter? Bernie, they should, right? So even though I think you're a cuck that pissed away all of his leverage, I still agree with you because, I share the same mindset. It's just that with my mindset, I'm not going to vote for the guy who literally put us on the path. He put us on the path to this whole fucking deal. Here's the deal, guys. You know the thing. We come full circle. Do we? I don't know. Let's listen to Bernie some more. See what happens. Full circle, guys. Full circle. That's all I'm saying. Hashtag full circle.
During the Christmas holidays, while tens of millions of families are suffering, they are looking toward us.
A catalyst is an event or person causing a change. Getting kicked out of your parents' house might be a catalyst for becoming independent, right? You know, if you were at the White House Correspondents' Dinner and you saw Barack Obama telling jokes about you and your hair, it'll probably be a catalyst for you wanting to, I don't know, run for president or something. I don't know, some shit like that. What else could be a catalyst? I don't know. Getting evicted from your home. What is that a catalyst for? Catalyst for radicalization. I like radicalization. You know, guys, people are always afraid of terms like socialism, communism, radicalization. When I hear the word radicalization, you know what I hear? I hear right on time. Change. Yes, we can. Change we need. That's what I hear. But I know you guys hear scary things like Antifa, FEMA camps, Benghazi, government subsidies. And Republicans hear things like racist. Oh my God, transphobic. He's an ageist, sexist, Marxist, racist. Don't you realize you guys sound the same fucking way? You just say words, same inflections, same terror in your eyes. I'm a cuck and I have no idea what's going on. I listen to the CNN. I listen to the Fox News. I listen to the MSNBC. They all say the same shit. Weapons of mass destruction. So I don't understand why you guys listen to me. Why you guys listening to the guys who were wrong about everything since the beginning of time? How did that happen? So, remember the boy who cried wolf? That was supposed to be a story y'all supposed to hear. Okay? The mainstream media said weapons of mass destruction. 20 years. 2001. 2001, guys. Remember Osama bin Laden? Guess who they went after? Saddam Hussein. Oh, yeah, the mainstream media said the weapons of mass destruction in Baghdad. Guys. So, honestly, I feel like this is just like a simple solution that we can have. Like, first of all, we need new parties. This is what's happening in the world today. There's poverty, there's starving, hunger, no shelter, there's unrest. And what do people do when they're desperate? What do people do? First, in Germany, in World War II, they turned to a demagogue who promised them make Germany great again. Built the Autobahn, and then little did they know he was putting Jews in stoves one by one. So there were 6 million Jews dead. Yeah, because people are desperate. So they'll believe in anything. Now this is a dangerous time. This is a catalyst. It's literally got this bad. Us voting for these two parties. We're actually we've come full circle back to the Great Depression. Full fucking circle. I'm sorry. I am consciously trying not to say that word. But it's so part of me, it's like venom. So it's like, we says this. Sorry guys. F word. I'm gonna get a swear jar. Okay? I'm gonna start spending money on that. That's gonna change things. That'll be change. Get it? Literally and metaphorically. So, do you hear the chanting, guys? What the fuck are they chanting? Yeah, so this is why I'm never going to be in one of these little protest things. First of all, I don't understand why people... Like, there's police everywhere. Guys, this is the reason I don't go out very much. I don't like police. I know what police are. They're psychos, okay? I don't want to be involved in anything with the police, anything. I stay home. I drink at home. I do things at home, because there's no police here. I mean, it's not just the police. It's also society after March. Like, literally, y'all were weird. You know, you voted for Democrats or Republicans and you thought that was normal, that you just vote for two different parties every time. But now that there's a COVID thing and CNN's like hammering down fear, you guys are fucking just like literally like you're like deer in the headlights. And I can't watch that anymore. I remember July 4th. I was buying some firecrackers and stuff. This guy was wearing a mask, he had a hazmat suit, he had a fucking apron. He's like, oh, happy Independence Day! We're independent!
Happy Independence Day. Happy Free America Country Days.
It's like you guys don't even understand how fucking the parody of yourselves. How I mean, it's like you're ironic. Isn't it ironic that you're saying Happy Independence Day and you're not free? You're actually burdened with false events appearing real. And even if the virus is real, okay, but don't we have a God that knows our every movement, searches us, knows us before we were even our mother's womb, right? So that's why conservatives are reacting to this, because they believe in that, and they know that God knew us before anyone, right? Look, I don't agree with it or disagree. I'm just trying to. The thing I try to do is I try to state what people believe because I want to understand it. I'm not smearing anybody. I know it's crazy. If that's not what you guys believe, so let me know. From what I know about conservatives, because I live in Texas, I've learned a lot about conservatives. Sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong, sometimes they're simplistic, but they do have some good points. One of their good points is, you know, if there is a God that knew us before anyone and has a purpose for our lives and a plan, then the COVID is irrelevant, isn't it? Because God knows when we're going to live and die. And if it's our last day, it's our last day, right? So how are we going to you guys see that? This has never happened before. The enemy is at my door, bro. That's what this is. This is war, isn't it? Spiritual warfare. Honestly, I'm not a spiritual person at all. But lately, they say when you got nothing else, you go to the intangible and abstract things. So that's probably where I'm going. But it seems to make sense. The enemy's at my door here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to genuflect. I'm not going to endorse Hillary Clinton. I'm going to go ahead and continue the show. And that's what we're going to do. And it's been a day, bro. People wanted to prevent this show. I wonder what's going to happen next. I know, guys. You haven't lived my day, and you haven't. You don't realize that people are at work. I know it. Do I sound like Alex Jones? Do I? When I tell you guys that the Democrats and Republicans are funneling wealth to the 1%, you don't buy it. You can't see that. I don't know. Restream. You're fucking up, bro. Anyway, I see that I'm live, so I'm gonna keep going, even though Restream is telling me things. I don't care. So, what was I talking about before? Yeah. So it's important to note that a catalyst does not affect equilibrium. Instead, it's supposed to achieve the balance, guys. The balance. So things are imbalanced. There's income inequality. There's rampant corruption in our political class and in our elite class. There's and the corporations, by the way. Literally, okay, they get monopolies and they get trademarks, copyrights, patents, burn the bridges. So no one else. Startup businesses, dead. And this COVID pandemic has accelerated that to the millionth degree. In this bill, they're talking about a payment protection program. Do y'all remember what happened last time? The first week. First of all, the first week, they were still trying to decide about the CARES Act, right? Because they don't give a shit. So after most of the small businesses who only had cash on hand died, And the middle small mom and pop businesses, they were like, they've been in business for a little bit. They kind of, got to experience the wonderfulness, but like all of a sudden everything's coming back on. It's like ring, 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 ring. Yeah, they kind of got to experience that shit. But they were dead businesses, and so people are starving, people are dead, millions of people in poverty. How will the American people respond to this? Are they going to keep on voting for Republicans and Democrats? See, honestly, I think the only possible way we could answer the question of what happens after this COVID pandemic, what happens after, I don't know, the Congress, because I think this is the last case. This is the last funnel of the wealth. After this, there's no more wealth for us. Anyway, we're literally going to be slaves to the corporations like Ready Player One. They're going to own us if we continue down the path we are going down. And there's a perfect corporate puppet in office who's going to be in office who's going to facilitate that. So when Joe Biden says nothing will fundamentally change, he's wrong. There's nuance. Joe Biden's a dumbass. He doesn't see nuances. He only sees money because he's a Republican. Let's put it that way. But how will the American people respond to that? Will they respond with rebellion or subservience? Shall they meet this climactic moment in criticism or cooperation? If history is like an insight to provide on this regarding the future with sincere melancholy, guys, I can honestly assert we might be in for dark times. Dark times, Mr. Biden. Dark times. But no matter what occurs, the catalyst has procreated overwhelmingly by the blatant and transparent corruption, and enchanted by money and politics, and the wealth redistribution, and the corporate influence, and massive poverty increases. I can honestly tell you that this has accelerated, the aforementioned, what the COVID pandemic's done. It's accelerated everything. Accelerated everything, guys. Like right now, I feel like Bernie Sanders is actually looking like a center-left guy. It's accelerated everything. Who didn't give us healthcare in a pandemic? How many ways can they show you they don't give a shit before you stop playing the game? Joe Biden's corporate plea devised to design comforting assurances to his cabal of owners might unwittingly have he might ring untrue. He might ring refuted because these delusions of grandeur, Joe, that nothing will fundamentally change. Well, basically that is we're in the middle of a pandemic, so things are going to be changing. Whether they change for the good or the worse is completely up to us. It's completely up to us if we're the greatest country in the world, whether or not we fall or rise, right? That premise is predicated in the reality of if we have values, principles, and if we are the greatest country in the world, if we are the richest country in the world. So I feel like, honestly, it's just how we respond. That's what I've been thinking about a lot. How we respond to challenges and crises are the defining moments that really honestly reveal who we are as people. And that's what I've learned about Bernie Sanders. That's what I've learned about the people of Congress. They've all been tested. I mean, Nancy Pelosi had to go all the way to MSNBC and talk to Joy Reid because she was so unpopular. It's like, oh my God, I can't listen to this. Mr. Speaker, how are you going to look people in the eyes? And I've never heard Wolf Blitzer say that to a Democrat before. How are you going to look at them in the eyes? Like when the Clinton News Network tells you you're disgusting beyond all pale. So, I mean, this is the moment, guys, where things are going to change for the better or the worse. So, Joe Biden, these things are going to fundamentally change. In fact, they're going to accelerate, and they're going to be what's the word? Monumental, universal, transformation. They're going to be a transformative, monumental thing. I'm so sad that you have to be in this presidency after you plagiarized, raped Tara Reid, destroyed Bernie Sanders in the primaries through your secret voodoo South Carolina magics. And now all of a sudden, you just want to eat some ice cream and ride the trains, right? I know. Things are going to fundamentally fucking change. Trust me. Whether they change for the better or the worse is our problem. Because this is a revealing moment. Things in history get revealed. Galileo, by the way, he said the earth was round, right? Or it revolves around the sun. People are like, oh, you're dead. We excommunicate you from the Catholic Church, blah, 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 blah. 300 years later, oh, yeah, common knowledge, right? So anybody who tells the truth now, it's human nature that we all of a sudden attack and we fucking in denial about the truth. The crazy thing of the human existence, man. Me too. All of us. We deny the truth until it's irrelevant and it's past and we can't change it all. Sucks. Here's an open window, guys. Everything's broken down. They're transparently robbing us right in front of our faces and not giving us a stimulus in our time of need. This is not a normal time. They're debating about a stimulus. How do you understand how unimportant you are? And you're not supposed to be that way. You were written into a declaration of independence and rugged individualism and liberty and pursuit of happiness. You were written into that by the founding fathers. And if you don't stand up for that, it's going to go. Okay? Let me tell you something, guys. As a poor person, as a waiter, as someone who says, someone who's actually like who shared an appetizer with 3 people. I guess if you don't fucking get your fucking mozzarella stick, you ain't gonna have a mozzarella stick. You better get that motherfucking mozzarella stick. That's what I'm about to do. First of all, thank you, Tulsi, for not voting for this Betty bill. Nobody's gonna listen to you about how it's, all the spending, the interest, the lobbyists. They don't care. All they care about is women, blacks, gays, transphobic. They don't give a shit about the fact. It's so frustrating. I got to figure out how to get through to you guys. Some of you guys, maybe it's just a fool's errand. Maybe it is. But in order to reduce the outrageously imbalanced level of inequality that exists in America today and rebuild the middle class, bold progress must take place. So if you call yourself a progressive, you best progress. And I'm going to be all up on that stuff. I'm all up on that hot waffles, right? Governor. Guys, we need to let this be the catalyst to good. Because it could easily be usurped by the thing. Top of Nation Politics.